In this lecture, we are discussing about loops, arrays, and strings related to the Arduino programming. A loop is nothing but it is a statement which allows us to execute a single statement or group of statements for the multiple times. There are so many variations in the loop statement, and the first one is for loop. The syntax is very similar to your C language. Within the first statement, you have to write down the three parameters. The first one is the initialization of the loop variable. Next one is the condition. The third one is updation of the loop variable. And within these two flower brackets, you should write down the set of statements which you want to repeat it for the several number of times. And all these set of statements can be executed till the condition is true. Once the condition is false, the execution can come out of the loop. Similarly, we can go through the while loop, whereas within the while loop, where you should pass only one parameter, that is nothing but the statement related to the condition. Once this condition is satisfied, then this particular set of statements can be executed. So once this condition is false, it comes out of the loop, that is while loop. So similarly, the third variation is do while loop. The difference between the while loop and do while loop is within the do while loop, this set of statements can be executed at least one time. So after the execution of these statements, we are checking the condition. If the condition is true, then again we are executing this set of statements. If the condition is false, we are going for the execution of the next instruction. Similarly, we have some more variations of the loop statement. The another one is nested loop. Whereas within the nested loop, we are calling a loop inside the another loop. And the next variation is infinite loop. Within the infinite loop, we are writing the condition such that always the condition holds the true value. So that means the loop will never terminate. And the next concept is arrays. So as already you are familiar with arrays in your other programming languages, array is nothing but it is a data type which collects or which holds the similar type of the elements, and all these elements are stored in adjacent memory location. That means all the elements are stored in sequential memory locations, and the conventional starting index for the array is 0. And how to declare the array within our programming is, first you should write down the data type. After that, you should write down the name of the array. Next, you should write down the size. For example, if you are creating an array with 5 elements, then 5 integer elements, then you should write down the data type as integer. Next, you should write down the name of the array. After that, you should write down the size within the square brackets. Similarly, the another way to declare the arrays is you can write down like a int array name, and after that directly you can write down what are the elements are there within that array. And even you can declare the same array in this particular way. And even we can declare the multi-dimensional arrays. So whereas it is a vector, or whereas it is a single dimensional array, similar to that, we can declare multi-dimensional arrays such as two-dimensional arrays or three-dimensional arrays. Suppose we can declare the array like int array name, and we are creating three-dimensional array which contains the dimensions as row, column, and height. And the next type is string. The array string is nothing but it is an array of characters, and always the string is terminated with a null. And some examples of declaration of string array is, so similar to the arrays, you can write down it is a set of characters or a character array. So the data type is character, and name of the string and the characters which has to be stored within this particular variable. Similarly, you can individually write down the characters by using the array index, such as string of 0 is equals to a, string of 0 is equals to b. Like this also you can declare your string. And directly you can use the data type such as string to declare this string object. Here you are declaring it as a character array, and here you are declaring it as a directly string data types. And remember that these double quotes and single quotes must be used to define the string as well as to define this character. Otherwise, the compiler will give the error. And some functions, predefined functions are there in the Arduino, such as string dot to uppercase. So whatever the string you are passing to that particular string object, all those characters are changed to uppercase. Similarly, one more string function is replacing. So here the string 1 is the substring of the string which is replaced with this string 2. Similarly, to determine the length of the string, we have one predefined function such as string dot length. So these are the topics we had discussed in this particular lecture. And now we'll see one example which contains the concepts of array and loops. So here within this example we had connected 6 LEDs to these digital pins, that is from 2 to 7, and we will try to write the program to turn on this light as well as to turn off this lights. And whatever the order you want to turn on within these 6 LEDs, that order you can keep it in the array. And how many number of times you want to change the pattern of LEDs to the on state and off state, that we can return within this for loop. So this example shows how we can turn on a sequence of pins whose numbers are either the contiguous or it cannot be a sequential order. Because of that reason we are keeping these pin numbers in the array. So now we'll go through the program. So first, whatever the order you want to turn on or turn off these LEDs, that order you can store it in a array. And here the name of the array is LED pins and the order is 2, 7, 4, 6, 5, 3. You can take your own order. Next, you should consider one more variable such as pin count is equals to 6. So here 6 represents the number of LEDs you had connected to your Arduino. And as already you know that in this setup function, first you have to define these pins as a output pins by using the pin mode. So since you are taking all these pins in the array, directly you can use the for loop to write down or to repeat this pin mode statement for all these 6 pins. So for that one I had written the for loop such as I had taken the loop variable, that is this pin, so it is initialized to 0 and this pin is less than pin count, it is the condition, and this is the increment operation, and pin mode of LED pins of this pin comma output. So first this pin value is equals to 0, so it takes the value of 2 and that second pin can be declared as a output pin. So next time that this pin, that is loop variable value, is incremented by 1, so next it takes the 7th pin and it can be declared as output. So similarly all these pins are declared as output pins. Now again within this loop statement, by using this for loop we can turn on the pins in this order. That means we can turn on the LEDs which are connected at these pins just by writing the distal right of LED pins of this pin comma high. So again this loop will work similar to this particular statement. So similarly, once all the pins are turned on and turn off in this order, now Even by using the highest pin to lowest pin, you can turn on and turn off your LEDs. So if you practice this particular example, you may get the hands-on experience how to use the arrays and for loops to turn on and to turn off these LEDs in a sequence. Thanks for listening to class.